Hello and welcome to my channel. I just wanted to come on and give you some update. I was working on this baby blanket. It's a very easy baby blanket. Well, with this is not a big baby blanket. It's more for, depends on what you want to do. If you want to do a baby blanket for, let's say, for the crib, to use in the crib, or you put the baby in your bed, in the middle of the bed, of course, then you're gonna have to use a bigger, to make it wider, as much as you like. But this is for a stroller. When you take the baby out in the stroller, or what in England is called a pram, and you just put, you don't need too wide the blanket, and you don't need the blanket to be too long. But this stitch, I'm going to show you the stitch, how to do this. I did with acrylic yarn. I use this kind of yarn, and the borders I use this. It's acrylic too. It's very, let's say, thin. It's thin enough, the yarn. It's a very easy stitch. It goes really fast, but I just wanted to come and give you some update. I didn't post anything for so long, but let's do the stitch. I did this stitch, even though this yarn is telling me that I should use, what does it say? 8/0, which is 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. I used 7.0 millimeter crochet hook. I wanted a little bit not so tight, because if I use 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, this will be tight. For this blanket, I would put the measurements in the description box, and you will see how long or how wide is the blanket. But this is just for the stroller, not for the crib. When you do put the baby in the crib to sleep, then you're gonna make it a little bit wider and longer. But I use this 7.0 millimeter crochet hook, and the border, the white part, the border I did with a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Even though this yarn, oh boy, I think it says like 5/0, which is 3.0 millimeter crochet hook or 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. So I use the 4.5 millimeter crochet for the border. I'm talking a little bit, I will tell you why I'm speaking so low. So put the volume up a little bit. Okay, this stitch works, if you see, the stitch is like this. Let me put it a little bit. It looks like this. It's really nice, and it goes really fast. I think I have a tutorial with this stitch, and I will put somewhere on the screen the name of the stitch, or the video that you can watch if you want to do this stitch. Okay, this stitch works with even numbers, so you're gonna chain even numbers. So the way I do the knot, you can do the way you like. Let me put this a little bit closer, and that you can see what am I doing. Okay, so I take the yarn, I put it like this, put the crochet hook like this, and then I hold it, and then I twist, and I pull the yarn through that loop, and then make it like this. It's gonna be a knot. Okay, now we're gonna chain even numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I will make only 10, just because it's one row repeat this stitch, so it's very easy. So we're gonna skip the first chain, and the second chain we're gonna do a single crochet. So we're gonna do single crochet in each chain. So move to the next chain and do single crochet. It's a very easy stitch, and it goes fast. So you move to the next chain, and you do single crochet. I tried with a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, the way the hook that this yarn recommends, but it's too tight. Unless you want the blanket to be really tight and not so many holes to be warm, then use the exact crochet hook that the yarn recommends. So we have first row single crochet, chain one. You're always going to chain one at the end every time you finish the row. So the first stitch here, we're going to do a slip stitch. So insert your hook into that stitch, pull up a loop, and then you're going to have to take this loop and pull through this, and that is a slip stitch. Next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet, so yarn over the hook, go into the stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, pull the yarn through all these 3 loops, and again the next stitch we're going to do a slip stitch, pull up a loop and take this loop and pass through this one like that, yarn over the hook. The next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. Next stitch, slip stitch, and we're going to alternate like this until we finish the row. Yarn over the hook. The next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet, the next stitch slip stitch, yarn over the hook. The next stitch is half double crochet, and the last stitch is going to be a slip stitch. So we start with a slip stitch, you're going to finish with a slip stitch. Chain one, turn your work. It's going to look like this. So again, now the first stitch is here, we're going to go in there and we're going to do a slip stitch. So pull like that. The next stitch, the stitches are right here, yarn over the hook. We're going to do a half double crochet. The next stitch is going to be a slip stitch, and so on. We're going to alternate. Yeah, yarn over the hook, go to the next stitch, half double crochet, next stitch is slip stitch. So you're going to do like this. Next stitch is half double crochet. What you're going to do, you're going to put the slip stitch on top of the slip stitch and half double crochet on top of half double crochet. So the next one is slip stitch, and the next one is half double crochet, and the last one is slip stitch. We started with slip stitch, we finish with a slip stitch. So you go into that and you chain one and you start again. I'm gonna do this row and I'm gonna stop. So the first stitch is here, so you're gonna do a slip stitch. You start with a slip stitch, and in the last stitch you're gonna finish with a slip stitch. So you're gonna do a slip stitch in the first stitch, yarn over the hook. The next stitch we're gonna do a half double crochet. The next one is slip stitch, and the next is half double crochet. Next stitch here we're gonna do a slip stitch, and you're gonna alternate like this until you finish the row. This is a very easy stitch, 1 row repeat, so it's not so complicated, but it looks so nice. So the next stitch is half double crochet, and the last stitch is slip stitch. So you're gonna start, you chain one, you turn your work, and again, you see it looks like this already, these lines. So the first stitch is here, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna do a slip stitch. So you start with this, always with a slip stitch, and then yarn over the hook, move to the next, and you have double crochet, half double crochet. I said I will stop, and here I'm going. So the next is half double crochet, slip stitch, next one is half double crochet. But for you guys, the beginners, or you know, even though you're not a beginner, if you like to do something easy and fast and looks really nice, try this. So the last stitch is slip stitch, and you chain one and you start again. It looks like this, and it's reversible. The stitch is very, very easy. If you like to put because the sides, I have the border here, but if you want to do the sides, you do the border if you like, but they look really nice, without the border, if you don't like the border to put, you know. Look at this. This looks really nice. Let me put it like how when you put, if I give this to a client, it's gonna look like this when you put on the baby in the stroller. So you can make this bigger. For this blanket I put only 72 chains. Skip the first chain, and the next you start with doing single crochet the first row, and then you the border I use the bean stitch. Yeah, it's easy on the top and the bottom to do because we have the stitches, but on the sides, when it comes for the sides here, it's a little bit tricky, and sometimes I think it looks much nicer without the border, but if you like, you can put maybe only here on the bottom and the top. You can put a border, like whatever border you like to do, and these sides you can leave them alone, no, with no border if you like, or maybe you like to put border all around. For this one I used, like I said, acrylic, and I used 440 grams of this yarn, 440 grams, and I don't know the border how much I use. Maybe I don't know, 100 maybe. Let's say I have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows of bean stitch. Yeah. So if you like to do this blanket, it's really easy, goes really fast. I have to say, it goes really fast, and it looks nice, the stitch. For you guys, the beginners, or if you're bored and you want to do something simple, you can do this. I have to fasten I still have some endings. So when you do the blanket, of course, when you reach the corner here, you're gonna have to, like I did the bean stitch here. So what I did a bean stitch, I chained 2, and in the same space in the corner where I did this first bean, I did another one. Yeah, so you do a bean stitch, chain 2, and but you know, I didn't want to make this as a tutorial. I just wanted to make it as a, you know, to chat with you guys a little bit. Well, it's getting a little bit out of hand here with the coronavirus. Where I live, we don't have any cases, but the Japanese government decided to close all the schools all over Japan. So the schools are closed. My son is home studying on some, you know, online, because he's some Christian school. So they have they doing online on some app. I have no idea. So that's why I'm speaking not so loud. So put the volume a little bit higher. But yeah, we try to limit the going out, because we don't know. I live in a city that, well, it's considered a resort area here in Japan. So there are many Chinese tourists, many tourists from all over the place that they have this virus, the coronavirus. So, you know, we're doing our best. You know, we take measures as best as we can, but you know, things happen. So yeah, let's hope that people will stay here in Japan more indoors, and they will take measures and not get this virus out of hand. Especially Japan cannot afford for this virus to go too wild, because this summer 2020 they have the Olympics. They will lose a lot of revenue if this Olympics will be cancelled. Already I think the Cherry Blossom Festival, it's cancelled, I think, I'm not sure. Some events, some sport events were cancelled. It's just, you know, it's best to be, you know, safe than later on be sorry, you know. But I hope you guys there in the United States and all over the world just, you know, watch the news, see what is going on, and take measures, you know. But yeah, well, this is life. So we kind of stay indoors. We don't go much anywhere, and with the child, with my son being home studying, I don't have much time to post tutorials. But yeah, well, this is it. But otherwise, I'm okay. We are all okay. Charlie is fine. He's a naughty boy, but boy, he's such a cutie. I don't know, he's like a dog. I cannot go anywhere unless he comes and stays with me. Yeah. Well, now I start to like cats. But still, I'm still afraid of them. You know, thank you for those of you that you gave me those, you know, what is his name? Jackson Galaxy? Something like that. And I watched some episodes of his show, My Cat from Hell. And you just to see the cat's behavior when they have some issues or in the bad mood, or, you know, I'm doing something to upset them. So I kind of start to read Charlie, and when he gets a little bit, you know, I just back off, and I said, okay, fine, stay there, be happy. Yeah. But well, I was working on this blanket. I have to give it away to a client. Because she wanted for her baby girl a blanket just for the stroller, because I made already a baby blanket for the crib for her girl. But this one, it's really nice. It's very easy, goes really fast. And to be honest, I don't like to put borders on blankets. And this stitch, the border, the edge of the blanket, it's really nice. It doesn't need to put border, but she wanted border, so I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna put a border. So I put the bean stitch with white a little bit. Yeah, well, it's okay. I just have to fasten to hide the tails, and we are done. So as you can see in the corner here, we have 2 beans with 2 chains in between. So if you know the bean stitch, you can put this border, and this, like I said, this yarn, the white one, recommends 3 at the most 3.5, so I use 4.5, and it's a little bit loose and not so tight. The winter, it's almost done. The baby's gonna grow, so she just wants to use this for this month and April, where, well, we live at the mountainside, so it's a little bit chilly. So the baby needs something when they go out in the park or for the evening stroll. So yeah, this is the blanket, but this one, I'm gonna put, like I said, I'm gonna put in the description box the measurements, how long and how wide the blanket is. But for a stroller, it's just perfect size. If you want to, you know, for the playpen or the crib, or you put the baby in your bed, you know, then yeah, you need the blanket to be a little bit wider and longer, you know. So if you're gonna invest in yarn to make a baby blanket, at least make it until the baby can use it at least maybe, I don't know, 2 years old or a year and a half, not so just for the season when he's just until 1 year or whatever. Yeah, well, this is the blanket. It's a very nice, easy stitch to go, and it goes fast, and it's really, even though I use the 7.0 millimeter crochet hook, as you can see, it has a little bit openings, but it's not winter anymore. So, well, it's still winter, but it's not so cold like in January or February. So it has a little bit openings. You know. But if I was to make with a 5.0, yeah, it will be very tight. And it's if you have thick yarn, you can do this stitch. It looks really nice, the stitch, really nice. Yeah, this is the corner. So you can do the way you like this this blanket. You can make it, you know, a long chain, and just do, you know, I don't know how many rows you can do, I don't know how many rows I did for this one. I have to count, but it doesn't matter. Just give you the measurement. But yeah, this is the baby blanket, baby stroller blanket. Yeah. So this is it. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to post again some tutorials. I'm really busy, kind of busy with the kid at home and other things, but I will try my best to start uploading some tutorials, yeah, for you guys. Okay, well, take care and stay safe out there. Yeah, bye bye.